Hello, we're the Solars. I'm Rick and this is Stephanie. We both teach at ACA and I coach as well. Stephanie has been at ACA for over 15 years now, teaching geometry and various other math courses. I teach world history and U.S. history, as well as psychology, Bible, and speech communications. I'm also the head golf coach and the head middle school football coach.
We've been married for 34 years. We have 3 grown kids, all of whom graduated from ACA. Ricky, our oldest, graduated in 2013. He was a valedictorian of ACA and is now a doctor in Gainesville, Florida. Our middle child, Savannah, a 2015 graduate, is now teaching biology and science at ACA after earning degrees in marine biology and environmental science. Our youngest, Reese, a 2019 graduate, is an engineer in Orlando, Florida. All of them graduated from Auburn University.
Stephanie and I would love to tell you that raising our kids was a breeze. And in a way it was, but it was also very difficult. Raising kids in this current world is not for the faint-hearted. It takes a lot of communication between husbands and wives, a lot of love, a lot of forgiveness, and a great deal of prayer. Throughout our kids' younger years, and especially during my time as a youth minister and a family minister, we were in a great position, having opportunities to observe, learn, and understand the relationships that existed between the children and teenagers and their parents that were in our congregations.
What we noticed early is that kids being around healthy marriage relationships helps give them a sense of stability. Stability makes kids feel safe and secure, which leads to a better ability to learn and grow overall. Psychologically, it has been shown that children flourish in a stable home with loving, trusting parents as opposed to being full of uneasiness, nervousness, or apprehensiveness. Research indicates that children born and raised by happily married couples have higher educational levels, lower juvenile detention rates, fewer out-of-wedlock pregnancies, and lower mental health issues when compared to children raised in more challenging family circumstances.
In healthy homes, children learn and model many things from their family, such as how to handle their emotions, how to express and receive love, how the family handles different roles within the household, and how to handle and share power. It helps them learn what healthy relationships look like, which can set them up for healthy relationships of their own later in life. It has always been our desire to show our own children what a great Christian loving marriage should look like, so we faked it. No, I'm just kidding. We certainly had our times of trials and struggles, and honestly, it was also good for our kids to see us as fallible, very real people who didn't always have our acts together. Our kids seeing us through short times of struggle also taught them how two people who love one another very much come back together and work through the problem. Hopefully they learned that we were always on the same team, not fighting each other, but fighting for our marriage and for our family. An important aspect of all relationships is communication and effective problem solving. All relationships experience conflict at some point. While it may be best to address heated adult conflicts away from your children, it can be very beneficial for children to witness how adults resolve small conflicts, especially if they are addressed and resolved in a healthy way. Besides learning through viewing effective communication skills, children can also be coached to practice healthy communication and conflict resolution skills even when they are young. By observing their parents' relationship, children also get to see how people should treat their partners and how they should expect to be treated in a relationship themselves. As dad, I wanted to both model what a husband and a man should look like for my 2 boys and to offer a role model for my daughter to understand how a man should treat her. If our kids have a healthy and stable set of role models for how people should treat each other, they learn both to treat people well and never to settle for poor treatment themselves.
On the other hand, if they are surrounded by unhealthy or dysfunctional relationships, they can learn that relationships look like abuse, disappointment, misery, loneliness, and that may sometimes lead them to end up or accept a role of an abuser or victim later in life, or that relationships should be filled with chaos, mistrust, fighting, and heartbreak, and end up unconsciously mirroring this environment later in life. Studies conducted indicate that children with happily married parents are less likely to have mental health issues, malnutrition, illness, or injury. They tend to have higher educational levels and desire to excel. These children learn how to handle emotions, express love, and share power from their family because they have seen it modeled by their parents. They learn family, spiritual, and material values from their parents, which can impact their decisions and relationship satisfaction later in life.
Children raised in homes where moms and dads have a genuine, loving, and strong relationship learn many things from their family, including how to model relationships with the opposite sex. As we mentioned earlier, children often base what they consider normal and acceptable behavior in their relationships on how their parents treat one another. Nearly 3 decades of research evaluating the impact of family structure on the health and well-being of children demonstrates that children living with their married biological parents consistently have better physical, emotional, and academic well-being. Pediatricians and society should promote the family structure that has the best chance of producing healthy children. The best scientific literature to date suggests that with the exception of parents that are faced with unresolvable marital issues, children fare much better when parents work at maintaining a loving, forgiving, and intimate marriage. With that, we all should make every effort to support healthy marriages and help model what a godly, trusting, loving, patient, and healthy marriage looks like. Our kids' futures and their future marriages depend on it.